Everything feels uncertain right now. Same with opening up this India ink. There's a war, the gas prices, the prices of everything, prices of silver, just feels so uncertain. Ooh, I like that. As an artist, what are we going to do? Just keep making shit. That's what I'm going to do. I'm Laura. I've been an artist since 1994. So I've seen a few wars, definitely seen a few economic crises. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. I've seen all kinds of stuff, and nothing is ever stable. And if you look at the big picture, I feel like life is just full of uncertainty. I'm going to blow dry this. I'll be right back. I'm a jewelry artist, and my studio is packed up right now because I was going to move. That's a long story. Anyway, my house is on the market again, but yeah, so I'm like, well, what do I do? You know, my studio's packed up and the price of metals is so outrageous. I've applied to some shows, and actually I haven't gotten into very many shows. I haven't applied for a lot of shows because for some reason this year I thought, I am going to. I do some shows where I fly into the show, and I will admit, I'm kind of glad I didn't apply for some of those shows this year. But some of the ones that I do drive to, I didn't get into them. That's kind of life as an artist. Sometimes you get in and sometimes you don't. I don't know. I think I'm okay with it for right now. My side hustle is I'm a massage therapist, which right now is kind of my main gig right now because everything's going haywire and people still hurt. So I like it. I like helping people. But as an artist, when materials get more expensive and things start to feel unstable, some of my best work has come out of times like that. One time I was needing some beads for a basket, and I was waiting for the UPS guy to show up, and he never showed up, and I had to go to the show, and I needed adornments for the basket. Guess what? I used rocks from my driveway instead. Uncertainty can breed innovation. I'm using this time to paint. I've been painting for a few years now. I wouldn't say I'm great at it, but I enjoy it because I don't really know what's going to happen. So I can't control any of these outside factors. All I can control is this. I can barely control this. Let's get real. This is watercolor. this this is barely controllable. I did get into a little show this summer, so I'm like, oh, I guess I get to create a little tiny local thing. And I thought that's pretty good because I like painting. I've been painting at my kitchen table, and it's been very enjoyable to paint. But what am I going to do with all these things? So, yeah, I just applied for a tiny little show, and I thought, all right, I'll just go and sell some of these. I feel like creativity has these different phases. And one of the phases, the first phase is gathering. So you're just kind of gathering information, gathering knowledge, gathering experience, gathering, ideas out in the world. I'm trying to gather some experience right here with you. I'm waiting for this to dry. That's why you haven't seen me paint anything on it. I could use my blow dryer. Stand by. Okay, I tried that. Where was I? Oh, yeah, and then sometimes in the creative process, you're just kind of letting things simmer. I feel like I'm letting my jewelry simmer. I need this paper towel, but it's kind of wet. And then other times, like right now, I'm letting the jewelry simmer, and I've got a spark of idea. I decided to use some India ink with some watercolor, and I kind of like what's happening. I kind of like it. It's kind of cool. I'm making little dots. I'm putting some texture in my watercolor. Do I know what I'm doing? Maybe. Maybe not. Some of them worked, others did not. We're going to try that again. So sometimes you get a spark of an idea like this, and then the follow through. That's the other thing. So there's kind of gathering your skills, your tools, your knowledge, ideas from the outside world, kind of let it all simmer in there, and then you get a spark to try something, and then you try it, and then you act on it, which is what we're doing right now. I'm not sure it really worked out quite like I wanted to, but keep going. Right? Just keep going. I don't really know what's going to happen with all of this and what's going to happen with the world, but do any of us know? Creativity keeps moving on. I say just keep making shit, because what else are we going to do? I mean, we can go out and we can try to change the world, but I guess for me, this is kind of changing the world one little painting at a time. I'll show it to you. It looks pretty terrible right now, but that's what we got going on so far. I hope it gets better. I did make one like this yesterday that was similar to this, and it turned out really good. It's over in my studio, so I don't have it right here. What's next? I don't know. Let's get some more of this India ink out, because, that's probably good, right? This stuff scares me that I'm going to spill it somewhere and create a giant disaster. So I try not to spill it. I don't know. I kind of like the colors in the top of this, so I'm not going to go crazy with this. Just going to use a little bit, because I do like what's kind of going on with the colors. And I do kind of like how it mixes with the gouache. There, we're just going to add a little bit like that. This isn't really a painting tutorial. It's just me painting and not really knowing what I'm doing. I mean, how else are we going to learn if we don't just get in there and try it, right? I don't know. Not probably. I added just a little bit of water to that so that the gouache and the ink would kind of meld together a little bit. Oops, I didn't really want to do that. Well, there it is. Ooh, that looks kind of cool. I don't know if you can see this part right here, how it's kind of blending together. I like that. I'm going to just hold that up and let it blend together. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Let's see. Oh, here's something that I did. So I'm in this, like I said, I'm doing this little tiny art show, but I don't really have a lot of paper. So as a jewelry artist, I mean, we're used to spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for metal, like silver or gold. So we're used to spending that much money. And it's funny, I hear artists are like, oh, paper's so expensive. I'm like, you've never used metal, so this is super cheap. But what I did was I bought this roll of watercolor paper. I think it's 31 inches long. I can't remember how many yards it is, but it's this big around. It's huge. It's a ton of paper. I bought it for what would be the equivalent of an ounce of silver. And I'm like, that's enough paper for like months. Sometimes I like to go outside and grab a stick and use a stick to do some mark making on my paintings. Which is kind of fun too. I'm going to try to blend this bottom on a little bit. Might be too late. Too late. The ink dried already. Oh well, I'll add some paint to it. How about that? Just add a little bit more paint. Yeah, let's do that. There's this color I love, and I wish I knew what the color was. I don't, because I'm still learning about all this stuff. While materials are getting more expensive and things are uncertain, just remember that resourcefulness becomes part of the creative practice. Because what is the creative practice? The creative practice is problem solving. That's really what it is. It's just problem solving. And so, what are you going to use? What are you going to go, oh, you know what? Maybe I should try something different and use some different materials. Solve the problem. If something is too expensive, find an alternative. Buy it in bulk. This is how I've sustained a creative life through the multiple economic crises, crashes, materials shortages. What else? Sometimes constraints give me better ideas than the abundant times. And that is no joke. That's pretty cool. So I can't control what's happening with the world, but I can keep creating through it. And if you're feeling stuck or uncertain or costs are kind of freaking you out, ask yourself, what materials can you substitute and what constraints might actually open up something new for you? Drop your ideas in the comments and let's get resourceful together. I have a community where I like to share creative ideas with everyone, where we talk about things like this. The link is down below. So, yeah, subscribe, like. See you on the next one.